Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. All righty. Well, I just want to welcome each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. And again, today we're talking a little bit about leadership. Um, so as we do this, just as I get ready and we get this up, scratch, we're going to be doing several different features here. And of course, one of the ways that we're going to do it is letting you know that what do you need? What are some of the things that you need to build your character as a leader? We're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to be talking a little bit about this book, as John Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. I think it's pretty important for leaders to actually be readers. You are, and watch the link. So some people here around the country can actually log into this, and we can take it from there. But it's all about you becoming better, you becoming the person that you're meant to be, growing as you lead, because a leader should always be growing. You should always be maturing. You should always be in a place where be better because I was here. Is a and you've got to be able to walk the walk as you talk the talk. So as a leader, you always need to check your character. Very easily put yourself into question, and you've got to be very, very careful and influence people. So as a leader, check your character. I would have all within this book, with all the times that I'm reading it, I would have seen John touch on something called guardrails. I thought that was a unique phrase or metaphor to use as a guardrail. A guardrail is there along off the mountain, so you can hit the guardrail. You can still hurt yourself. You can still damage your vehicle, but the one thing you can always do is prevent yourself. So you need to have checklists as a leader, things that you need to be able to safeguard your character with. All right. So you got to also understand your weaknesses as a leader and prevent those as well. So the character, I'm not just saying that you can't live. I'm not saying that you also can't have fun. I'm not saying that you can't do what you want to do, but you always have to bear in mind that your life is influential. And so you've got to be more cognizant, check, and you've got to be careful with that. Someone is watching you for either inspiration or to fault you for something that you've probably done. And that's also in Gail Carnegie. And you can find that basically in How to Win Friends and Influence People. It says basically, an effective leader should always be keep following the guidelines in mind when it is necessary to change attributes or behavior. So as a leader, you've got to be able to understand you are always growing, you're always developing. A leader that's not reading. So any leader that is telling you that they're leading and you can't ask them the question, so what's the book that you're reading right now? Then you see that, because that leader is not a growing leader. A leader that cannot necessarily grow with you, they have to read, they have today with my manager. And one of the things that came out, sometimes you can meet with a person. For example, you can grow up with this person. You can grow up with somebody and your grow mate, your buddy, your pal. And you know what? Years has gone by, you haven't met your pal. And then suddenly life has put it, you hook up and you didn't meet for such a long time, but you did now, you hooked up and you're there. Now suddenly you realize this person never really grew up. This is still the 13-year-old or 15-year-old, 20-year-old that you met several years along the line. As a leader, you have to grow. You have to, in a place where you have to be a growing person. And there's certain criteria, don't be one way. Well, let me use the basketball theory. Don't be one way on the court and then the next way off the court. You need to be consistent. People need to be able to see your character for who you are. And you have to be consistent. Don't promise anything that you cannot deliver. Try and sometimes forget about the benefits of leadership. And that means they don't look at it for the money, don't look at it for the perks, don't look at it for the call. Look at it better to be changing your life as well as other people. Always start and keep humility in your mind, because empathy is about putting yourself into somebody else's shoe, and you've got to be able to ask questions before you can meet your own needs. So when you start to necessarily sign in for it today and then say, oh, I'm out tomorrow. Leadership is work. It takes daily process of work. It takes a daily process of improvement. And again, I remember somebody that I admire a whole lot, and she would have mentioned something, would have said just basically that, leadership is, for in her mind, in her interpretation of it, when she was working and she was dealing with people, she didn't realize her impact on the lives that she was creating up until she left that job, and now she's in her own. She would have actually had to go. As a leader, if you're going to be public figure, that means you need to live a public figure's life. If you're going to be politician, that means you need to be able to live that life where people can assess your character. Like, for example, people are still talking after 2 terms of running. Phenomenal president, Barack Obama. He's still very present in people's minds, especially, everything that anybody can do wrong. Now, think about those people in their lives, in the positions they were. Jim Rohn, Dale Carnegie, so many different people. They're affected so many of the sacrifices. One, Theodore Roosevelt said something that is so phenomenal. Nobody wants to know how much you know until they know how much you care. And that is a phenomenal statement. No one wants to know how much you know until they know how much you care. Sometimes you just got to care a little bit more about people, other people, where they are, how are they making it, what's going on with it. So that's my little recommendation for leadership today. And that's where I'll stop the stream for now. I hope you would have enjoyed it. And yeah, that's my little 11 minutes with you. And I just want to say, continue to visit, check out our Facebook page, check out our website, which is CLA. Send a message. See you. Bye-bye.